am willing to be open to the energy of compassion in my life. I release all expectations, and I am willing to be open to the energy of compassion in my life. I release all expectations, and I am willing to be open to the energy of compassion in my life. I accept the perfect love of the Creator. I accept the perfect love of the Creator. I accept the perfect love of the Creator. I give permission to experience the grandness of my soul. I give permission to experience the grandness of my soul. I give permission to experience the grandness of my soul. I am ready.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. Once again, it is time for what we have described to you, the Circle of 12. The 12 representing that which is the structure of the universe. The 12 representing that which is sacred all around you. The circle is sometimes thought of as an infinity loop. Very difficult to take a circle and decide where it begins and where it ends. And so all of these metaphors, they mean something else. And that is on purpose. And dear ones, that purpose is to introduce you to another kind of reality, a perception perhaps that you're just now getting used to. Earlier in this program, I gave you a channel, and we spoke of rewriting sacred truths. We started that particular channel with the word allowance, and we asked you, what do you allow? And that truly is the big question. For there are many who will hear these kinds of metaphysical messages, even listen to the channel, enjoy the energy, and yet there is a demarcation point of belief, a place that they will not go beyond. They will not then disembark from that place to a higher thinking perception or data or anything, because you've reached that point that is the limit. And that's what we're speaking of. The limit is often what you were told, what you were taught, that which you believe now to be correct and proper, appropriate. It's what your mom told you and your dad told you, and perhaps even those sacred teachers told you. And you will not go past that because it's comfortable to stay there. And dear ones, I'm going to tell you this, that no one has to go past that point. We are not here to push you past that point. We're here to show you that something exists past that point. That you would understand that what you were told is as good as it got at those times. That was the entire sacred truth at that time. That so many of you were given these things. But now it starts to move off that peg of absolute sacred truth and becomes bigger. What is your allowance factor? Will you allow something to break through a belief? I'm so aware who's here. Those who choose to listen right now is not the general public. It's those who have invested in their time to be here. Mostly those who are light workers or interested in the esoteric. Many beliefs are represented in the listenership right now. But it's not the beliefs and the doctrines that we speak of. It goes beyond that. It's something that is core to all that is. That every belief system in this monotheistic earth has in common. They all talk about the great love of God. They talk about a love of God first. And perhaps then down the line they'll speak of those other things that some of them will believe. But this is about the core, the love of God. So what we're asking you is this. Do you have an allowance within you that would be able to listen to and accept something that might be bigger than you were told? Now, you don't have to go there, believe it, act on it. But would you be willing to know there was more? Can you imagine a physicist, perhaps one who is in his 80s, who went through all that physics has gone through in the last 80 years, learned it probably when he or she was in their 20s, and they've come out with certain kinds of laws of physics that make sense. In fact, they make so much sense that everywhere they look, those laws work. Suddenly, in the last decade or more, something else has arisen called entanglement. It flies in the face, literally, of all of the laws of physics they learned. It is different. It is so different that it's even tough to describe. Imagine for a moment a discovery that would put you on another planet talking with a piece of you still here, in real time, without distance. This is what they discovered when they broke apart a photon, and they saw that it kept transmitting to itself even over thousands and thousands of miles, and then they realized it was transmitting signals, if you want to call it that, faster than the speed of light. It was entangled with itself. This goes against everything they learned. To this day, there are those in this protocol you call physics who will question it even to this day, say we must be seeing something else because it doesn't make sense with what I know and what I've learned and what I've seen and what my professors told me. This is what we're speaking of. We're speaking of something that is so entirely different from anything you were told that you have to gulp twice in order to get there, in order to even think, okay, I'll go with it. And what is it I speak of? The principle that you might be part of the Creator. the principle, that you might be part of the Creator. We spoke of one of those things today in the channel that is rewriting sacred truth. And we told you that you can drop all of the ideas of protection that you learned from the past. It's not needed to be protected when you carry now your own bubble or shield of light. This is where it has gone to. That the individual is now carrying their own protective shield instead of having to then clear an area and walk through it and be safe. You are always safe. We talked about this yellow bubble. We make it yellow because that represents a kind of light you might turn on and see. It's a good visualization because almost all of you can draw a stick figure on a page and put a bubble around it and color it yellow. But did I tell you how big it was? It does have a definition of size. It starts operating at 8 meters. That's about 26 feet for some of you. Now, that particular number, generated years and years ago by those who could sense sacred things and said that is how big your personal Merkaba is. Now, if you haven't figured this out, one of the things it means is wherever you walk, you touch others' Merkabas. In other words, that bubble of yours, which you have filled with light, also touches those bubbles who may not have any light. And what do you think that interchange creates, where light is active and dark is passive? What do you think happens, dear ones? That is the lighthouse you are. Think about it. Think of the metaphor as you walk around this planet, touching so many other bubbles, and yours has light and kindness and benevolence and understanding. You are part of the Creator. I want you to come and experience something we haven't yet done. Not like this. We cross a bridge into that which we have told you is a soul energy, and it's yours. It's not odd or strange, except it may be to you because you've never been there, or because you don't believe it, or because you're linear and it is not. I want you to cross the bridge with me right now, and let's go there, and let's practice some things. So take my hand, let's go through the mist, cross this bridge into the unknown right now. Dear ones, you are not required to have any kind of elaborate visualization. You've got this yellow bubble. Perhaps it's even white now. Any way you can visualize it, wherever you walk, it's in front of you, it pushes away anything inappropriate. But here in this place, you don't really need it, because every single thing you see in your soul has a bubble that is also white. But some are whiter than yours. And you'll say, why is that? And that is because you're meeting your own guides, your own angels. You're meeting the pieces and the parts of divinity that are you right now with those bubbles. We're going to go down into that amphitheater in a moment, a circle in the round. You'll go through a portal, a door, whatever you want to see. But you're still carrying your bubble today. I want you to go down those stairs into this circle in the round, in this amphitheater where you go down to get on stage and you get up again and there's the stage. But there's no chair. We told you there would be some times where there's no chair. It might be a giveaway to what's coming, but you'll see that instead of one set of stairs where you would then climb to the stage, that the entire stage has steps, no chairs. Instead of one set of stairs, there are stairs all around the stage. In other words, anyone could walk up those stairs. And they're going to in just a moment. Standing on that stage, dear ones, with your bubble of light, you're going to become aware in a moment that the ones in the audience who are now staring at you and are so happy that you're there are going to stand in a moment. And when they do, let's let it be now. Let's not in a moment, right now. They're all standing, and you're going to say, who is there? Who is there? Who is it today who's going to meet you in this place which is just yours, which is just your soul, period? It doesn't get any more personal than this safe circle of 12 place where the stage is you and your platform, which cannot be invaded by any negative thing, where you meet those who have come to you to watch you, to help you. This is not an auditorium that you're not related to. This is you. It gets a little more elaborate, perhaps a little more intimate, a little more personal today. The audience, it's not massive, but it's large enough. Men and women. And you start to see them by who they are. And you do not recognize their faces. You recognize their energy. You're in a soul place which is multidimensional, where everything you see has another energy, and you know what it is. Because you're in this multidimensional place where things are not linear, you're almost on the other side of the veil, dear ones, which is where your soul is partly living all the time. If you want to call it living, it resides on both sides. Your bubble is still active, it's still there. It's not a shield which is impenetrable. It's simply a shield that takes away dark things, pushes them away. But did we say what happens when you intercept another field, another globe, another balloon, a circle that is brighter than yours? Did we tell you that? What happens? Is that the enormity of wisdom and love and sacredness of a brighter circle intersecting yours starts to share itself with you. Just like when you walk on this planet with your light and you intersect those who have no light, it starts to share with them. The opposite is happening on this stage right now. For you are looking at some of the highest teachers and healers on the planet, living and past. They are in the audience, and they start to climb those stairs. They're all standing up, and they're all climbing those stairs, and they're going to stand next to you right now. They're going to stand next to you. Stretch out your arms. They're going to stand next to you. Each one of them has a bubble, and it's starting to show. And every single one of those bubbles is as bright as yours, and some are brighter. Some are so bright you cannot look at them. And you recognize the masters within the healers and the teachers, and here they come, and they're gathering around you, and suddenly you start to feel the chills because their bubbles intersecting with your bubbles, and pretty soon is one huge, enormous bubble of sacred energy. Rewrite, dear ones, your idea of where healing comes from, because they are now sharing everything that they know, and you'll accept and allow with you right now. You're intermingling with them. Oh, can you feel it? And you stand there. There's so much light. There's so much light. There are tears. There's applause. There's laughter, because you can't control the light that is this bright. You're overjoyed. And your cells are dancing. They're dancing. They're dancing. Can you allow this? Will you allow this? Because if you do, I have just introduced you to what goes on in your soul. If you allow it, if you want it. It's always been a grander truth. It's not a doctrine. It's light. It's love. It's real. Stay. Stay. Just stay. And so it is.